Hello everyone, my name is Genius Gamer and today I'm going to be reviewing Shaolin Shuffle, the new Infinite Warfare zombie map. In this review I'm going to cover the details, the graphics of the map, the sound design, the gameplay, and whether overall should you buy it. So, to start off, summary of the map. Map came out on Tuesday for PS4 and will come out a month later on Xbox One and PC. It is part of the Continuum DLC pack, DLC 2 for Infinite Warfare, and is available now on PS4 and I'm not playing this one. But the map takes place in 1970s New York, and there's different, and has like a mixture of, as you can see, the subway, the streets and rooftops, as well as a sewer system. So there's different layers of the map. Different layers of the maps. They have, the subway, which is really the spawn and a separate area where they have on this, not the spawn, but there's a separate subway area which has a train running through it, which can kill zombies, but it can also kill you. The streets contain a lot of buildings you can go in, and allows you to go from place to place quite easily, and they're basically all connected. Via the big building in the map, which is the disco. The disco has three layers. It has just the middle area with the disco, has an upper area, all seats and balloons everywhere. It looks actually quite cool. And then a rooftop, which also has, has items up there. But as you see on the streets, there's the main part as well is the dojo. The dojo is where Pam Grier is where you pick up your chi abilities, which you get those, which are actually quite interesting and are making a good addition to this map. It fits with the style that Infinite Warfare Zombies is going with, like the wonder weapons. Every map so far has at least 4. I mean, the first map, Zombies in Spaceland, has 5 wonder weapons. It has all the different zap guns and the forge freeze you can buy with tickets. Ravenwood has 4 upgradable crossbows, which each are different things, and now there's 4 different fighting styles. So every map so far has 4 different fighting styles, which is, unique and whatever. And each of them have their own unique abilities. They can freeze zombies and kill them. They can summon a skeleton or whatever. And then there's a special ability, which means, some of them allow you to become invincible, and you can just melee really fast. There's a ground pound. You can summon a dragon to spin around where you summoned it, as well as flying forward in a very kicking really fast and being invincible and whatever. But that's like a lot of the basics knowledge of the map, the layout and the fighting styles. I might go into fighting styles in a little bit, but the overall visual of the maps, it looks really nice. I do like the look. It has different tones. It has the bright with all the fires and the neon lights, like the 70s, even though maybe the 80s had a bit more neon, but I mean 70s was like hippie era or whatever. But there's a lot of bright, colourful places like the disco, flashing lights everywhere, with all the fires and police lights in the background. And I like the urban setting. I do like urban setting maps, and running through the park area here, creates a good atmosphere. A 70s crime scene. It's basically, if you the telephones in the map, if you ring 911, which I showed at the beginning, then it comes up with an operator telling how cities are contaminated, and New York City, which is where this is set, is contaminated or quarantined due to zombies. So you got the police, taped off the area, and it feels like it's quarantined. There's all quarantine tapes to the barriers, you can see. Now onto sound. Infinite Warfare Zombies has great sound in my opinion. Every map has styled around a certain setting, either 1980s, 1990s, 1970s, and the next map, well, it's going to about a little bit, but with the map sound, they always have different music settings, with different music playing in certain areas. Spaceland, you had music from the 80s all around the map as a theme park. It gives more of the atmosphere and feeling on the map that you're actually in a theme park, and in the 80s. Raven and Redwoods, the rave area that had all the 90s music that was still good, you know, felt like you're in a rave in that part, and the other part of the map felt like you're in more of a horror film, like the cabin area, where you can't hear the music really that much. This, you can hear music basically everywhere. You hear 70s music, sorry, basically everywhere in the map, and especially in the disco area. You know, it's blaring, and some of them good are good songs. If you like that style of, if you like the, you know, music from the 70s, is a good map to play and listen to. On to main part of the video now, which is the gameplay. Is it fun to play? It is fun to play. The different has, you know, new gameplay features, and, you know, retains Infinite Warfare Zombies, you know, general gameplay, which is, you know, argues tryout things. But if you do like Infinite Warfare Zombies, then this map continues it on Velvet as well. Like, you know, the fighting styles unique, basically 4 wonder weapons. They don't carry from player to player, in that not one player takes a fighting style and you gotta have the other 3. It isn't, you know, progress is for your person only. So you can, in one game, you can have all 4 fighting styles if you want. So everyone in the game, 4 player, can have one fighting style, can have all the dragon fighting style, or all snake, or all crane. You know, it's individual to one player. So, which is good in that, you know, it isn't hoarded by one person. The best fighting style is always picked up first. It's separate to every player, so that's good if you don't have, you know, and they're all equal in abilities per se. The first one is always melee, and they have, like, if you see the snake one, which, you know, has their hands like a snake, every single one has melee, which is the same, kind of a one hit. And the second ability is the shuriken. You charge it up and it just splits into 3. Basically the same, but the only unique ones are the tier 2 and tier 3 abilities. Tier 2 has, you know, either slow, a freeze, summon a skeleton, or even just sucking them in with a black hole effect. And tier 3 is the special ability. The snake has the rapid fire, melee attacks, makes you invincible. Crane flies you forward with multiple kicks and you're invincible. Dragon summons a dragon around you, and tiger basically ground pound, a Hulk smash the area around you and in front of you. And they're all very powerful, but they take up, you know, the bar. You see, after every melee attack on a zombie, it drains your meter a bit, and you fill them up with pots around the map, which is like, you know, gourd. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not even sure, but there was a thing. You have to pick up parts of the Pack-a-Punch, which is in the pink cat, which is, you know, it's randomized Pack-a-Punch things. It's not the best, especially if you don't know the locations, but the, you know, locations are easy to find if you just look up a guide. But it's simple. The map can be simple. You can get Pack-a-Punch, you have the fighting styles, which fighting styles not even hard to attain. You just have to speak to Pam Grier in the dojo, beat round 5, which is the rollerblading, probably the rollerblading round, which I will get into just after this probably. You just beat them, then you get the fighting styles and you upgrade them, you have challenges you can do. It's very simple, you know. Double Pack-a-Punch is also in the map. It's not like Rave, where you had to you instantly had it if you already did the Spaceland Easter egg. And with Rave you had to just, like, it was also very simple to get double Pack-a-Punch. But this one, regardless if you even beat Spaceland or Rave's Easter egg or not, you still have to do it regardless every single game. But it's very easy. All you have to do is open, as you see, the doors that have, like, the symbols, which are portals to place in the map. You basically open up the pink cat. There's a button on the wall in the Pack-a-Punch. You activate it. You have 30 seconds to get from the Pack-a-Punch, which is the pink cat, all the way to where Racing Stripes is. But there's a portal right next to the pink cat, which I opened up, which basically teleports you right next to Racing Stripes, and there's a box that contains the alien fuses. Once you get the alien fuses, you put them on a train track, you electrify them, and then you put them back in the machine. Easy. If you want a more clearer guide, there's videos out there. But with the special round, the Rolling Divas, basically they're like it's basically the clown round from Spaceland. They're just rolling, skating people on, you know, roller skating people that roll around and just blow up. It's basically the clown round, and it's very easy. There's a lot of them, so, but they're very easy to kill like the clowns. You know, there's nothing too dangerous unless they all gang up on you and explode at once. Now onto the Easter egg. The Easter egg has been solved. It was solved yesterday. It took over 24 hours for them, for the zombies community to figure out. So it's much better than Rave, because Rave took 6 hours to complete. So it's, you know, and the Easter egg does involve quite difficult stuff. It involves working out Morse code and finding this like a weird alphabet thing, to make a word on a wall. It's actually, but there are guides out there on the internet which make it quite easy. Like there's only a set number of Morse code sequences you can have, and you got to get a poster. But I mean, it's quite a big, complicated Easter egg, but it's harder than Spaceland and Rave, which, you know, Rave was quite easy as well as Spaceland's. Spaceland's Easter egg was kind of hard before the patch where the alien had a ton of health, even on solo, and even on like 4-player co-op. The alien, you know, there's 4 aliens for every player. Well, there's an alien for every player on the Spaceland Easter egg, which can be still pretty hard. But in terms of like steps and the boss fight as well, I guess the Rat King, it still has, you know, complicated stuff. If you want to go for the Easter egg, you have to be, you know, well prepared. There's, you know, Morse code. You got the weird alphabet thing. You got to fight the Rat King a couple times during the Easter egg, and well as the ending. But from what I've seen and why I might attempt it soon as well, the Easter egg is fun. And if you just want to look it up and watch for yourself, there's people like Noah J456, Mr. Rothwaffles, Codename Pizza, Mr. Starlight JD, just to name a couple of YouTubers, main YouTubers really, that have already completed it and have done guides on it. So if you want a full guide on the Easter egg, you can go visit them. But I'm not going to show you. I'm just doing a review of the map. So is it fun? Shaolin Shuffle is definitely fun. It improves on Rave in the Redwoods, I think. It improves in, it feels more refined, I guess, in a way. It's more challenging than Rave. Rave was quite easy, especially once you got the crossbows upgraded. It's just a nicer change. Spaceland and Rave, you know, especially Rave was easy. This one's a lot harder, but also has you know, it has simplistic moments and has hard moments in the map. You know, the tight quarters in the buildings and the streets can be difficult, whereas Rave you could just you know, train around the entire map. The hardest part probably of Rave was the slasher, but that was entirely optional. All you have to do is just go in Rave mode, and Rave mode wasn't required for only for the, you know, during the Easter egg to get points and to see some things. But it's only used once for like the crossbows. But the crossbows didn't, you know, you only had to do them a couple times, and even then you could get them before round 10, which is when the slasher spawned. But you know, the fighting styles are entertaining. You know, each of them have, you know, unique little bit abilities. They're not separate to they're separate to your person only, so you can't steal them. There's a new perk I forgot to mention, which was Deadeye Dewdrops. You'd think it's just a Deadshot Daiquiri clone, but it's actually way better. It does similar things, like Deadshot Daiquiri reduced recoil, but Deadeye Dewdrops removes all recoil. There is literally 0 recoil. I mean, there's a very tiny amount, but it literally removes all recoil on every gun. It's pretty powerful, especially on the, like the VPR submachine gun, the double barrel machine gun. You put that with bang bangs and pack a punch it literally fires. It's like a laser, and it's very powerful, very high fire rate. It melts everything. It also aims straight on the head, like Deadshot Daiquiri. And a unique ability as well is if you aim down sights for long enough, when you have the perk, it increases damage while aiming down sights. If you don't ADS, like you get rid of ADS and you just go to hip firing or sprint, it removes the damage, but you just have to aim back in to get it back. So it's a good perk. They did remove Slappy Taffy for it, so but Slappy Taffy probably removed because, you know, it had the fighting styles and they pretty much do high damage melee. And there's a bunch of fun traps you got here in the heebie-jeebies. The mosh pit area, which is cool, but it's in a very, you know, close quarters space, and it's not that great. The sewers have the ventilation system, which is probably one of the best parts, with best traps, in that, you know, you activate it, all the zombies get sucked up to the roof, get stuck on the roof for a bit, and then once the fan like stops, all the bodies and body parts just drop down and looks really cool. One thing as well, characters are meh. The characters still haven't improved. There are bars in the map, character bars in the map, which people are still trying to figure out a little piece by piece for the backstory as well. But story-wise, there isn't much going on in the map, really. The only parts interesting about this, the characters that change, are that they feel like they're losing touch with their original selves. You know, they've been through Spaceland, Rave, and now Shaolin Shuffle, and multiple and more movies to come. They're losing touch. You know, they still feel like more like their movie counterparts, the 80s, 90s counterparts, than what they originally were. Which, you know, can be interesting if they go with it somewhere, but really it isn't much to go off. AJ. One thing specifically I want to talk about AJ. AJ is awful. He's like the pimp, the sleazebag in this map, really, and his dialogue is awful. Like, it's actually just terrible. If you pick up double points as AJ, he has his voice line is "Cash me outside." How about that? A trend which is terrible and should die. Yet they featured in this map. I literally first 5 minutes playing this map, I got AJ, picked up double points, heard that, straight up stopped playing for a while. It's like, why? Out of all things you could have done, especially even in this genre, like the 70s, doesn't even fit. But yeah, characters, meh. But the gameplay of the map still pretty damn good. I would probably rate it higher than Rave, so about an 8.5. I mean, I kind of forgot what Rave's score was I gave. I think it was like an 8. But an 8.5, a definite improvement. And also the scoring system is based on Infinite Warfare zombies in a whole, not comparing them to Treyarch. It's a good map, but it isn't the best map. It's an improvement over the previous two maps. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.